Tender heart. Please slow down for one moment. This is not an ordinary message. Some words are heard with the ears, and some are felt in the soul. Tonight may be one of those moments. Have you ever suddenly thought of your mother? For no reason. Heard her voice in memory. Remembered something she used to say. Felt emotional at a strange hour. Looked at old things and felt something unfinished. If yes, stay here. Because this may feel closer than you expected. Archangel Michael speaks. My beloved child, love does not always end where the body ended. Pause. Read that slowly. Because many people think inheritance is only money. A house. Jewelry. Land. Savings. Documents. But some of the greatest trusts a mother leaves behind cannot be held in the hand. Strength. Prayer. Warnings. Wisdom. Sacrifice. The ability to survive. The desire to keep family together. The hope that her children would live lighter than she did. Jesus speaks softly. My beloved child, some blessings are left behind in words people forgot to value. Feel that deeply. Because maybe the trust in this message is not cash. Maybe it is courage she planted in you. Maybe it is patience she modeled. Maybe it is the discipline she suffered to teach. Maybe it is the dream she could not finish, now waiting through you. Maybe it is peace meant to return to your family line. That changes everything. And the scream in this title may not be fear. It may be urgency. The urgency of a mother who does not want her child to waste years. The urgency of love saying, wake up. Remember who you are. Do not repeat what broke us. Build what I prayed for. Tender heart. You may notice now the QR code on your screen, or the link in the first comment and description. For some hearts, this becomes deeply personal. A quiet realization. I want blessing over my family. I want peace over my home. I want to honor those who sacrificed for me. I want my children protected. And in that moment, they take a gentle step. They plant their seed with intention. Not from pressure, but as a symbol of gratitude. A calm response that says, I choose to continue the blessing. And something shifts when they do that. Their chest feels lighter. Their eyes soften. Their heart feels connected again. Because now, they are not feeding forgetfulness. They are feeding legacy. Some women here. Pause again. Open the link. Or scan the QR code. And once more they sow their seed. Not because they must, but because it feels like placing blessing over children, grandchildren, household peace, and the family tree. Archangel Michael says, my beloved child, what is honored in one generation often protects the next. That is powerful. Because maybe the debt in this message is not money alone. Maybe it is emotional burden. Stress passed down. Fear passed down. Silence passed down. Pain repeated. Dreams delayed for decades. And maybe tonight, it can end with you. Pause here. Take that in. Many ask, what did she leave me? But the deeper question is, what did she survive so I could become? That question changes futures. Before we continue, some hearts feel led again. to scan the QR code, or open the link below, and sow their seed with gratitude. For peace in the home. For loved ones. For wisdom to turn sacrifice into blessing. Because what is planted in honor often grows into protection. Tender heart. This is only the beginning. Because even though you now understand the message she never stopped trying to send, you have not yet seen what hidden strength she placed inside you before she left. Be ready. The next chapter reveals everything. Backhand index pointing right, type this word. Her love remains. Backhand index pointing right if you are ready. Chapter 2 continue. Chapter 2, the part of her that never left you. Beloved child. Stay close to this moment. Do not move too quickly. Because now, you are about to understand something many people discover late in life. Sometimes the person you miss most left more inside you than you realize. Pause. Let that settle deeply. You may have thought she was gone. Because the chair became empty. Because the room became quiet. Because holidays felt different. Because no one called your name the same way again. Because certain recipes tasted incomplete. Because certain days still ache. But absence is not always emptiness. Sometimes love changes form. Archangel Michael speaks. My beloved child, what was poured into you by true love can continue living through you. Feel that deeply. Because now everything begins to connect. Maybe you wondered. How did I survive that hard season? How did I keep going when I wanted to quit? How did I remain soft after pain? How did I still care after disappointment? Perhaps part of the answer is this. She strengthened you before you noticed. Through her sacrifices. Through her endurance. Through her prayers spoken quietly. Through the standards she repeated. Through the examples she lived. Through the pain she carried so you would carry less. Jesus speaks softly. My beloved child, some mothers build bridges their children never see. Take that in. Because this is powerful truth. There may be habits in you right now. That came from her strength. The way you keep trying. The way you care deeply. The way you endure storms. The way you rise after tears. The way you protect family. The way you still believe things can improve. That may be legacy alive inside you. Beloved child. What if tonight you are not empty? What if you are carrying more of her strength than you knew? What if the courage you need next was already placed within you years ago? That changes everything. You may notice now the QR code on your screen, or the link in the first comment and description. For some hearts, this becomes deeply personal. A quiet realization. I want to honor what she gave me. I want blessing over my family. I want peace over my home. I want my children to inherit strength, not pain. And in that moment, they take a gentle step. They plant their seed with intention. Not from pressure, but as a symbol of gratitude. A calm response that says, I continue the goodness I received. And something shifts when they do that. Their breathing softens. Their heart feels warmer. Their future feels less lonely. Because now, they are not feeding grief alone. They are feeding legacy. Some women here. Pause again. Open the link. Or scan the QR code. And once more they sow their seed. Not because they must, but because it feels like placing blessing over children, grandchildren, household peace, and the family tree for years to come. Archangel Michael says, "My beloved child, what is planted in love can outlive time." That is powerful. Because now, you understand something many miss. A mother may leave the room, but not the values. She may leave the table, but not the nourishment. She may leave the years, but not the lessons. She may leave sight, but not the influence. And if influence remains, part of her remains. Pause here. Take that in. The same child who felt abandoned by loss can discover they were equipped by love. The same heart that felt weak can realize it inherited resilience. The same future that felt uncertain can become strong through remembered roots. That changes everything. Before we continue, some hearts feel led again to scan the QR code or open the link below and sow their seed with gratitude for peace in the home, for loved ones, for wisdom to turn memory into blessing. Because what is planted in honor often grows into protection. And still, some hearts feel another gentle nudge. One more quiet moment in this chapter. To scan the QR code or open the link and sow with faith for healing over family wounds, joy over future generations, and strength over every home. Because seeds planted in remembrance often bloom beautifully. Beloved child, this chapter is only the unveiling. Because even though you now understand what hidden strength she placed inside you, you have not yet seen what burden she prayed would stop with you forever. Be ready. The next chapter reveals the chain she wanted broken. Backhand index pointing right, type this word. Her strength lives in me. Backhand index pointing right if you are ready. Chapter 3 continue. Chapter 3, the pain she hoped would end in your hands. Faithful heart. Stay close to this moment. Do not rush what is being revealed. Because now, you are about to understand something many families never say aloud. Some burdens live longer than they should. Pause. Let that settle deeply. There are pains that travel quietly through generations. Stress passed down. Fear passed down. Silence passed down. Scarcity thinking passed down. Harsh words passed down. Emotional distance passed down. The belief that life must always be hard. The habit of surviving but never resting. Many people inherit furniture. Some inherit patterns. Archangel Michael speaks. My beloved child, some mothers cried in private because they hoped their children would live freer than they did. Feel that deeply. Because now everything begins to connect. Maybe she did not always have perfect words. Maybe she could not explain every wound. Maybe she was carrying burdens no one taught her to heal. Maybe she loved you through stress. Maybe she protected you while exhausted. Maybe she wanted more for you than she knew how to create. Jesus speaks softly. My beloved child, some prayers were never spoken aloud, yet they rose from a mother's tears. Take that in. Because this is powerful truth. There may have been nights she worried you would repeat what hurt her. That you would settle for less. That you would carry fear as identity. That you would choose pain because it felt familiar. That you would think struggle was normal forever. And somewhere in her heart, she hoped. Let freedom begin with my child. Faithful heart. What if tonight you are not just watching a message? What if you are standing at a family turning point? What if the chain ends where awareness begins? What if the burden she carried was never meant to become your future? That changes everything. You may notice now the QR code on your screen, or the link in the first comment and description. For some hearts, this becomes deeply personal. A quiet realization. I want struggle to stop with me. I want blessing over my family. I want peace over my home. I want my children to inherit freedom. And in that moment, they take a gentle step. They plant their seed with intention. Not from pressure, but as a symbol of breakthrough. A calm response that says, what hurt before me will heal through me. And something shifts when they do that. Their chest feels lighter. Their eyes soften. Their future feels cleaner. Because now, they are not feeding repetition. They are feeding change. Some women here. Pause again. Open the link. Or scan the QR code. And once more they sow their seed. Not because they must, but because it feels like placing blessing over children, grandchildren, household peace, and a family tree being renewed. Archangel Michael says, my beloved child, what one person heals can bless many after them. That is powerful. Because now, you understand something many miss. Healing is not only personal. It is generational. When one person learns peace, children feel it. When one person chooses wisdom, homes feel it. When one person ends chaos, future years feel it. When one person stops self-neglect, love becomes safer for everyone. And maybe that one person is you. Pause here. Take that in. The same child who inherited stress can become the adult who creates calm. The same heart raised around fear can become the heart that builds trust. The same family line touched by heaviness can become known for peace. That changes everything. Before we continue, some hearts feel led again to scan the QR code or open the link below and sow their seed with gratitude for peace in the home, for loved ones, for courage to end what should never continue. Because what is planted in faith often grows into freedom. And still, some hearts feel another gentle nudge. One more quiet moment in this chapter. To scan the QR code. Or open the link. And sow with faith for healing over family wounds, joy over future generations, and protection over every child connected to them. Because seeds planted during breakthrough often bloom for decades. Faithful heart. This chapter is only the awakening. Because even though you now understand what burden she prayed would stop with you, you have not yet seen who you become the moment you choose freedom over familiarity. Be ready. The next chapter changes identity forever. Backhand index pointing right, type this word. It ends with me. Backhand index pointing right if you are ready. Chapter 4 continue. Chapter 4, the version of you pain no longer recognizes. Grace-filled heart. Stay close to this moment. Do not rush what is being revealed. Because now, you are entering one of the most powerful changes a person can know. Many people say they want freedom. But when freedom arrives, it often feels unfamiliar. Pause. Let that settle deeply. Peace can feel strange to someone raised in tension. Kindness can feel suspicious to someone used to criticism. Rest can feel guilty to someone trained only to survive. Healthy love can feel uncomfortable to someone who learned chaos first. Calm can feel empty to someone who confused noise with connection. That is why many people return to pain. Not because pain is better, but because pain is familiar. Archangel Michael speaks. My beloved child, many people do not choose suffering. They choose what they recognize. Feel that deeply. Because now everything begins to connect. When you choose freedom over familiarity, something sacred begins. You stop calling chaos home. You stop chasing what drains you. You stop apologizing for boundaries. You stop reopening doors that wounded you. You stop confusing struggle with loyalty. You stop calling heaviness love. Jesus speaks softly. My beloved child, healing often begins the day you trust peace more than habit. Take that in. Because this is powerful truth. The new version of you becomes different. Calmer. Clearer. Slower to react. Wiser with access. Kinder to yourself. Less desperate for approval. More faithful to your own peace. More protective of tomorrow. And pain no longer recognizes you. Grace-filled heart. What if the reason some old things feel distant now is because they no longer fit the person you are becoming? What if discomfort around old patterns is proof of growth? What if you are not losing belonging, but gaining identity? That changes everything. You may notice now the QR code on your screen, or the link in the first comment and description. For some hearts, this becomes deeply personal. A quiet realization. I want freedom to stay. I want blessing over my family. I want peace over my home. I want my children to know healthy love. I want to become someone pain cannot easily find again. And in that moment, they take a gentle step. They plant their seed with intention. Not from pressure, but as a symbol of transformation. A calm response that says, I choose the life that heals. And something shifts when they do that. Their shoulders relax. Their chest feels lighter. Their future feels safer. Because now, they are not feeding the old self. They are feeding the new one. Some women here. Pause again. Open the link. Or scan the QR code. And once more they sow their seed. Not because they must, but because it feels like placing blessing over children, grandchildren, household peace, and a family line learning healthier ways. Archangel Michael says, my beloved child, what once controlled you may not survive your growth. That is powerful. Because now, you understand something many miss. Pain often revisits old addresses. But when identity changes, the old address is gone. Chaos looks for the person who tolerated it. Manipulation looks for the person who feared saying no. Exhaustion looks for the person who never rested. Fear looks for the person who forgot their worth. But tonight, that person is fading. Pause here. Take that in. The same child who normalized heaviness can become the adult who creates lightness. The same heart once addicted to fixing others can become devoted to protecting peace. The same family line touched by struggle can become known for wisdom. That changes everything. Before we continue, some hearts feel led again to scan the QR code or open the link below and sow their seed with gratitude for peace in the home, for loved ones, for strength to keep choosing freedom when habit calls. Because what is planted in courage often grows into lasting change. And still, some hearts feel another gentle nudge. One more quiet moment in this chapter. To scan the QR code or open the link and sow with faith for healing over family wounds, joy over future generations, and a household atmosphere full of calm. Because seeds planted during transformation often bloom beautifully. Grace-filled heart. This chapter is only the middle of the story. Because even though you now understand who you become the moment you choose freedom, you have not yet seen what life begins doing when this healed version of you steps forward fully. Be ready. The next chapter changes the atmosphere. Backhand index pointing right, type this word. Pain lost my address. Backhand index pointing right if you are ready. Chapter 5 continue. Chapter 5, the day everything started responding to your healing. Honored heart. Stay close to this moment. Do not rush what is unfolding. Because now, you are entering a truth many people spend years trying to understand. Life often changes when you become safer for blessings to stay with. Pause. Many people ask, when will things improve? When will peace come? When will love feel healthy? When will I be noticed? When will life soften? But fewer ask, who must I become so those things feel safe arriving? That question changes futures. Archangel Michael speaks. My beloved child, many gifts do not resist you. They wait for the healed version of you that can keep them. Feel that deeply. Because now everything begins to connect. When you lived wounded, you accepted crumbs. When you lived exhausted, you tolerated noise. When fear led your choices, you called survival enough. When loneliness led decisions, you welcomed what harmed you. When guilt ruled your heart, you abandoned yourself to keep others comfortable. But now, you are not the same person. Now you carry steadiness. Now you carry wiser eyes. Now you carry boundaries. Now you carry calmer reactions. Now you carry dignity that does not beg. Now you carry patience that does not panic. Now you carry peace that does not chase. Now you carry love that includes yourself. And life notices that. Jesus speaks softly. My beloved child, some doors open quietly the moment your inner house becomes ready. Take that in. Because this is powerful truth. When this healed version of you steps forward fully, rooms feel different. Conversations feel different. People speak to you differently. Confusing patterns lose comfort around you. Respect appears sooner. Manipulation works less. Clear opportunities feel drawn closer. Your own decisions become cleaner. Even your home atmosphere begins to shift. That changes everything. Honored heart. What if favor was never absent? Only waiting for your stronger presence? What if peace was not far? Only waiting for agreement? What if healthy love was not impossible? only waiting for healthier standards? What if life was not punishing you, but preparing you? That changes everything. Many people think miracles are dramatic. Sometimes miracles look like this. You stop chasing what runs. You stop explaining yourself endlessly. You stop reopening painful doors. You stop saying yes while your spirit says no. You stop abandoning yourself. You begin choosing what protects tomorrow. You rest without guilt. You trust peace more than chaos. That is miracle movement. You may notice now the QR code on your screen, or the link in the first comment and description. For some hearts, this becomes deeply personal. A quiet realization. I want life to answer differently now. I want blessing over my family. I want peace over my home. I want my later years filled with dignity. I want my children to inherit calm, not chaos. And in that moment, they take a gentle step. They plant their seed with intention. Not from pressure, but as a symbol of readiness. A calm response that says, I welcome what matches who I became. And something shifts when they do that. Their shoulders relax. Their chest feels lighter. Their breathing deepens. Their future feels closer. Their home feels calmer. Because now, they are not only hoping. They are aligning. Some women here. Pause again. Open the link. Or scan the QR code. And once more they sow their seed. Not because they must, but because it feels like placing blessing over children, grandchildren, home peace, health, and the future tree they want growing long after today. Archangel Michael says, My beloved child, what you nourish in faith often returns in strength. That is powerful. Because now, you understand something many miss. Some people chase doors. Others become the kind of person doors welcome. Some chase peace. Others become a place peace can stay. Some chase love. Others become healthy enough to receive it. Some chase abundance. Others become wise enough to hold it. Tonight, you are learning the deeper path. Pause here. Take that in. The same person who once felt invisible can become unforgettable. The same presence once dismissed can become deeply valued. The same home once heavy can become light with laughter. The same future once delayed can begin moving quickly. The same heart once wounded can become a shelter for joy. That changes everything. Before we continue, some hearts feel led again to scan the QR code or open the link below and sow their seed with gratitude for peace in the home, for loved ones, for restored health, for courage to fully arrive as who they were meant to be. Because what is planted in readiness often grows into access. And still, some hearts feel one more quiet nudge. A final moment in this chapter. To scan the QR code. Or open the link. And sow with faith for protection over family, wisdom over children, peace over the house, and joyful years ahead. Because seeds planted with love often shade generations. Honored heart. This chapter is only the doorway. Because even though you now understand what life begins doing when this healed version of you steps forward, you have not yet seen what must permanently end so your peaceful season can remain. Be ready. The next chapter removes what cannot travel with you. Backhand index pointing right. Type this word. Healing changed everything. Backhand index pointing right if you are ready. Chapter 6 continue. Chapter 6, what peace will no longer live beside. Chosen heart. Stay close to this moment. Do not rush what is being revealed. Because now, you are standing at a sacred threshold. And peace is more selective than many realize. Pause. Many people ask for peace. But try to keep everything else too. Peace. And constant drama. Peace. And people who disrespect boundaries. Peace. And habits that drain tomorrow. Peace. And thoughts that attack self-worth. Peace. And environments that never feel safe. But peace often says, I will come. Yet I will not compete forever. Archangel Michael speaks. My beloved child, some blessings arrive gently, but they do not stay where they are repeatedly dishonored. Feel that deeply. Because now everything begins to connect. Sometimes life is not punishing you. Sometimes peace is asking for partnership. It asks for honesty. It asks for cleaner choices. It asks for room. It asks for courage. It asks for endings. It asks you to stop calling pain familiar enough to keep. Jesus speaks softly. My beloved child, what heals you may require leaving what once felt normal. Take that in. Because this is powerful truth. There are things peace will no longer live beside. Constant guilt. Endless rescuing. Chaos disguised as love. Fear disguised as caution. Self-neglect disguised as kindness. Silence that hides wounds. Overgiving that breeds emptiness. Relationships that only work when you disappear. And if peace is to remain, some things must end here. Chosen heart. What if the discomfort lately is not punishment? What if it is refinement? What if old doors feel heavy now? Because your spirit knows they no longer fit? What if loneliness in some seasons was protection in disguise? That changes everything. You may notice now. The QR code on your screen. Or the link in the first comment and description. For some hearts, this becomes deeply personal. A quiet realization. I know what peace needs me to release. I want blessing over my family. I want peace over my home. I want my children to inherit healthier patterns. I am ready to stop feeding what drains us. And in that moment, they take a gentle step. They plant their seed with intention. Not from pressure, but as a symbol of surrender. A calm response that says, I make room for peace to stay. And something shifts when they do that. Their chest feels lighter. Their thoughts become clearer. Their future feels less crowded. Their home feels safer. Because now, they are not clinging to what hurts. They are partnering with what heals. Some women here. Pause again. Open the link. Or scan the QR code. And once more they sow their seed. Not because they must. But because it feels like placing blessing over children, grandchildren, household peace, health, and the next season now forming. Archangel Michael says, my beloved child, what leaves your life may be the price old pain pays for your freedom. That is powerful. Because now, you understand something many miss. Sometimes the blocked feeling was clutter. Sometimes the heaviness was carrying expired roles. Sometimes exhaustion was staying where peace could not breathe. Sometimes confusion was trying to keep both healing and habit alive. Sometimes delay was mercy buying you time to choose differently. But tonight, you are seeing clearly. Pause here. Take that in. The same person who feared endings can become grateful for them. The same heart that clung to crumbs can become ready for fullness. The same home that held tension can become a place where softness remains. The same future once delayed by attachments can begin moving through release. That changes everything. Before we continue, some hearts feel led again to scan the QR code or open the link below and sow their seed with gratitude for peace in the home, for loved ones, for courage to release what no longer fits, for freedom that reaches future generations. Because what is planted in surrender often grows into freedom. And still, some hearts feel another gentle nudge. One final moment in this chapter to scan the QR code or open the link and sow with faith for protection over family, wisdom over children, peace in the house, and clean beginnings that last. Because seeds planted during endings often bloom in new seasons. Chosen heart. This chapter is not the end. Because even though you now understand what peace will no longer live beside, you have not yet seen what starts finding you the moment peace is finally protected. Be ready. The next chapter brings what could not arrive before. Backhand index pointing right, type this word. Peace stays here. Backhand index pointing right if you are ready. Chapter 7 continue. Chapter 7, what was waiting for a quieter house? Radiant heart. Stay close. Do not rush this moment. Because now, you are about to understand why some blessings felt delayed for so long. Not everything was denied. Some things were waiting for peace. Pause. Let that settle deeply. Joy may have been waiting for less tension. Rest may have been waiting for safer nights. Healthy love may have been waiting for stronger standards. Opportunity may have been waiting for clearer focus. Confidence may have been waiting for kinder self-talk. Healing may have been waiting for consistency. Laughter may have been waiting for room. Archangel Michael speaks. My beloved child, many gifts do not arrive late. They arrive when the atmosphere can hold them. Feel that deeply. Because now everything begins to connect. When life felt noisy, you may have thought nothing was coming. When your mind felt crowded, you may have missed gentle answers. When your heart carried old pain, new peace may have stood outside waiting. When every room inside you was occupied by fear, hope had nowhere to sit. When every conversation felt heavy, joy stayed near the door. But now, peace is being protected. Jesus speaks softly. My beloved child, what belongs to you often approaches softly once the old noise is gone. Take that in. Because this is powerful truth. Many people beg for more, while refusing calm. But calm is often holy. It is the cleared shelf before provision. The quiet morning before direction. The healed boundary before healthy love. The pause before momentum. The room before arrival. The silence before a better voice is heard. Radiant heart. What if the quiet lately was preparation? What if the emptiness was not punishment? What if the open space in your life was an invitation? What if peace was not boring, but fertile ground? That changes everything. There are things now looking for you. Calmer mornings, stronger sleep, clearer decisions, kinder relationships, unexpected favor, renewed purpose, a lighter home atmosphere, moments of joy you thought were gone forever, energy that lasts, love that does not cost your peace. And they can find you now, because the old noise is gone. You may notice now the QR code on your screen, or the link in the first comment and description. For some hearts, this becomes deeply personal. A quiet realization. I created room for peace. I want blessing over my family. I want joy in my home. I am ready for what fits now. I want my children to inherit calm, not confusion. And in that moment, they take a gentle step. They plant their seed with intention. Not from pressure, but as a symbol of readiness. A calm response that says, I welcome what belongs in this new atmosphere. And something shifts when they do that. Their breathing deepens. Their mind softens. Their future feels nearer. Their home feels lighter. Their spirit feels safer. Because now, they are not fearing quiet. They are honoring it. Some women here. Pause again. Open the link. Or scan the QR code. And once more they sow their seed. Not because they must, but because it feels like placing blessing over children, grandchildren, home peace, health, and the new season now opening. Archangel Michael says, My beloved child, what could not enter turmoil often rushes into protected peace. That is powerful. Because now, you understand something many miss. The wrong things take space loudly. The right things often enter quietly. Chaos demands attention. Peace asks permission. Fear crowds the room. Hope sits gently. Pain shouts. Healing whispers. But tonight, the room is changing. Pause here. Take that in. The same heart once crowded by pain can become spacious enough for joy. The same home once heavy with stress can become light enough for laughter. The same future once blocked by old patterns can become open enough for favor. The same life once stuck in survival can become beautiful through peace. That changes everything. Before we continue, some hearts feel led again to scan the QR code, or open the link below, and sow their seed with gratitude. For peace in the home. For loved ones. For blessings now having room to remain. For healing that reaches generations. Because what is planted in readiness often grows into arrival. And still, some hearts feel one more gentle nudge. A final moment in this chapter. To scan the QR code. Or open the link. And sow with faith for family protection, joyful years ahead, household peace, and doors opening at the right time. Because seeds planted in open ground often bloom beautifully. Radiant heart. This chapter is almost the threshold. Because even though you now understand what starts finding you when peace is protected, You have not yet seen the final decision that makes this peaceful season stay. Be ready. The last chapter seals what is beginning. Backhand index pointing right, type this word. Peace lives here now. Backhand index pointing right if you are ready. Chapter 8 Final. Chapter 8, the day you stopped betraying your own peace. Anointed heart. Stay with this final moment. Do not rush what brought you here. Because this is not only the end of a message. It is the beginning of a new agreement with your life. Pause. Many people finally receive peace. Then quietly lose it again. Not because peace hated them. Not because heaven forgot them. Not because blessings were fake. Often, they lost it through old habits. Old fear. Old urgency. Old guilt. Old overgiving. Old tolerance for chaos. Old loyalty to what drained them. Old patterns that did not know how to keep peace. Let that settle deeply. Archangel Michael speaks. My beloved child, many gifts arrive, but only what is honored can remain. Feel that deeply. Because now everything comes together. You made room. You released what hurt. You remembered your worth. You protected your atmosphere. You became steadier. You became clearer. You became softer in healthy ways. You became stronger in quiet ways. And now, one final decision remains. Will you return to what stole your peace, or protect what has finally arrived? Jesus speaks softly. My beloved child, what heals you should not be handed back to what harmed you. Take that in. Because this is powerful truth. Many people sabotage calm by reopening old doors. They answer old chaos. They excuse repeated disrespect. They trade peace for familiarity. They apologize for boundaries. They revisit fires they once prayed to escape. They call stress normal because it is known. But today, that changes. Anointed heart. This is the final decision. Quiet. Clear. Permanent. A decision that sounds like this. I no longer betray my own peace. Not for approval. Not for guilt. Not for loneliness. Not for old habits. Not for fear. Not for anyone who only loves me when I am exhausted. Not for environments where I disappear. Not for choices that wound tomorrow. That decision changes futures. Because once a person truly decides, energy reorganizes. Standards rise. Discernment sharpens. Peace deepens. Direction strengthens. Sleep improves. Joy feels safer. And life responds. You may notice one final time. The QR code on your screen. Or the link in the first comment and description. For some hearts, this becomes deeply personal. A quiet realization. I want to keep what is coming. I want blessing over my family. I want peace in my home. I am ready to protect this next season. I want my children to inherit healthier patterns. And in that moment, they take a gentle step. They plant their seed with intention. Not from pressure, but as a symbol of stewardship. A calm response that says, I honor what is entering my life. And something shifts when they do that. Their chest feels lighter. Their confidence rises. Their future feels safer. Their mind feels clearer. Their home feels gentler. Because now, they are not only receiving, they are protecting. Some women here. Pause again. Open the link. Or scan the QR code. And once more they sow their seed. Not because they must, but because it feels like placing blessing over children, grandchildren, home peace, health, and the next season now beginning. And that action grounds them deeper. Because now, they are not only hoping for change, they are guarding it. Archangel Michael says, "My beloved child, what once left quickly may remain long when wisdom now lives there." That is powerful. Because now, you understand something many miss. Peace does not only need arrival. It needs atmosphere. Clear boundaries. Honest choices. Consistent self-respect. Gentle routines. Wise protection. Room to breathe. Courage to say no. But tonight, that atmosphere has begun. Pause here. Take that in. The same person who once leaked peace can become the one who protects it. The same heart once ruled by guilt can become led by wisdom. The same home once full of tension can become known for softness. The same future once broken by repetition can become beautiful through discernment. That changes everything. Before you leave, some hearts feel led one final time to scan the QR code or open the link below and sow their seed with gratitude for peace in the home, for loved ones, for wisdom to keep every good thing sent next, for future generations to live lighter. Because what is planted in honor often returns with roots. And still, some hearts feel one final gentle nudge. A sacred closing moment. To scan the QR code. Or open the link. And sow with faith for family protection, household peace, healthy years ahead, and blessings that remain. Because seeds planted in wisdom often shade many lives. Anointed heart. Storms may still come. Noise may still come. Pressure may still knock. Old voices may still whisper. Old doors may still appear. But now, they will meet a different person. A clearer person. A calmer person. A discerning person. A person who no longer opens every door. A person who no longer believes every fear. A person who no longer trades peace for familiarity. A person who remembers their worth. And that changes everything. This is the end of the message. But it is the beginning of your protected season. From this moment, you do not drift. You direct. You do not react blindly. You choose carefully. You do not abandon yourself. You stand with yourself. You do not welcome what drains you. You bless what strengthens you. You do not hand your calm away. Before you go, pause. Take one deep breath. Feel that steadiness inside you. That is your new foundation. And if something inside you says, "I will keep what is meant for me now," listen to it. Because that feeling is your truth. Backhand index pointing right. Comment this below. Peace stays now. Backhand index pointing right. Share this with someone you care about. Because maybe they are one honest decision away from finally keeping the calm they prayed for. And once wisdom enters a house, old patterns can no longer rule it quietly.